Hey everybody, welcome back. We are doing a reaction to Ratched. It is Olympics week right now, so my 1 o'clock show is not on because of the Olympics. So it gives me some extra time, so I'm trying to get some recordings done ahead of time. Ratched will get as much done as we can this week and start working on some future shows. I'm going to put up a survey. Well, how about this? By the time you watch this, I'll be putting up the second survey. So on my Discord, if you want to say in what show comes next. So you can find the link for my Discord down below. It's still in works. There's some kinks I can't get worked out on the Discord, but we'll try to get it done correctly eventually. My friend is the one who's doing most of the bot stuff, and she's doing it by herself, and she's not an expert. So, yeah. So, at any rate, but by the time you see this, the second survey will be up to see what show is going to replace Ratched. So, if you want to go and have a say, please go to my Discord and have a vote. That also being said, I'm trying to figure out. Netflix just released season 10 of The Walking Dead, and I've been waiting for it. But go figure, I just restarted watching the series as a whole. I've been watching reactors react to it a long time, but I thought, well, while I'm waiting on things, I'll go ahead and watch the show. And of course, I think I started that yesterday or 2 days ago, and today they released season 10. So I may skip all the rewatches and go ahead and watch season 10, record those so you can see my reaction to season 10. If you're wanting to see my reaction to the whole series, please let me know. But it wouldn't be a first time reaction type of thing. So, not a lot of fun in that respect. But let me know because I was planning on rewatching the whole series anyhow. I don't get AMC, so that's why I had to wait for Netflix to release it. Okay, I think that catches me up on everything. I am starting to get a migraine right here, so we'll have to see if it goes away before work. If not, I'll be taking my Excedrin. But in the meantime, let's watch Ratched, and hopefully I talk a lot. Right now, there was a plan, and there's a lot of loose ends that ended up happening with the plan. For one, her brother and Dolly ran away. Edmund and Dolly ran away, and that was not part of the plan. Her newfound love has been shot. I can never remember her name. Hopefully, they say it in this episode so I know what it is. I haven't looked it up on IMDb. The governor's assistant has been shot. There's still loose ends with people witnessing the detective or the investigator, Private Eye, being killed. So there's loose ends with that. The security guard, the nice guy, was killed. Is he the only black man? He might be the only black man. There's a black woman there. Why do TV shows always kill the black people? I, I heard that from something. I think I was watching a reactor who is black who made that comment, and now I'm noticing that pattern. There tends to be, although they've killed some white people too in this show, so but there's not a lot of African American folks in the show. So it's like, well, wait a minute, why'd you kill him? So at any rate, uh, let's go ahead and get on with the show, see what's coming up next, and go from there. And this episode is called Got No Strings. So, ain't nobody's puppet. Or no strings attached. Could be that also. So, looking for Edmund. The water is a good idea. The stripping didn't necessarily do any good because they still have their scent on them.
It's deserted. Yes, yes, come.
He's acting like he didn't sign up for this deal. They must be operating on Governor's assistant. Why take the screen away now? Did she die? There's no purpose to moving the privacy screen.
No, I know I've wanted to. Something I've never told anyone.
Something tells me this isn't about the relationship. Gwendolyn got her name.
Don't you understand? This is killer diller good luck. Like Bonnie and Clyde.
I think I mentioned Bonnie and Clyde in the last episode.
You just slowed them down.
What do you mean? I saw it in that Jane Russell movie.
Yeah, I know. They like that bullshit in the movies. They're
At
short
least
and
he's got a
sweet.
little bit of common sense.
Hey, you know how to cook tomatoes? Come on, Dolly. That thing loaded?
She gonna pull the trigger on him?
I scare you?
Here's the
When the
truth.
person scares the sociopath, there's a problem.
What you doing, Dolly?
I'm not sleeping in that rat shit house.
That's
So
just
she's
it,
going
kid.
to sleep in the rat shit barn. This relationship is reminding me of the one relationship in Dexter.
I'm hungry enough to eat that rooster.
Make a fire. Clean one of those pots, boil some water. You just have to catch him first and wring his neck and pluck him.
I think he was half
You gonna kill
joking.
him?
Watch him not be able to eat the chicken.
The second finger of your right hand here, and you put your thumb under its little
Don't
beak
show us.
and snap. And Bob's
We had, when I was little, we had a chicken farm. It wasn't really a farm, but we had chickens on our property and peacocks, guineas, all sorts of stuff. There were too many roosters at one point, so mom had to cull the roosters, and I think there were three of them. There was two or three of them that she had to kill, and her plan was to have food. And she went through all the motions. She killed them, plucked them, cut them up into the various pieces, all that kind of stuff. Got them out of the freezer, prepped them, and I, well, when it came time to we were going to have chicken for dinner, she pulled them out of the freezer or whatever parts we were having, and she prepped them and cooked them and everything. Got to the kitchen table, she couldn't eat them because she knew they were her chickens. So it was like I don't know if we did or not, because I didn't know this story until I was in college, but she couldn't eat the rooster because she knew it was her rooster. But she went through all the motions and did it and everything. But my dad now has turkeys and guineas and chickens and roosters. So he's raised them since they were eggs. So we're back to having chickens on the property. But I wonder if she's still going to tell the
I
secret.
don't recommend it.
I was trying to think of the name of the show,
See,
but I'm not sure what it is.
I could use some kids have all the luck.
And she wasn't lucky, based on what we know.
And I guess I'll have to forgive you for having wasted mine.
We're breaking up. I'd like to say that I think it's great that and of course it went to the paused screen. Sorry about that. But I think it's great that they have, I'm sure she's got makeup on just because of television and everything. There's got to be a certain amount of makeup to a certain extent. But they're keeping it realistic in that she doesn't have makeup on, looking all pretty and gorgeous and everything. Not that she's not, but you guys know what I'm talking about. You know, we see all the time people get hurt, and yet their faces look perfect when they're in the hospital bed or something like that. So I, I think it's great that they're keeping her natural as she's a patient in a hospital and wouldn't be really getting that makeup on kind of state type of situation. So I just want to comment on that. Why would they sit near the front when there's a bunch of kids? The kids aren't going to be able to see through them. They should have sat in the back.
Oh, good. Now, my puppet friends need you to be good listeners. So,
She's going to freak
here's
out,
number
isn't she?
20.
This is her imagination.
Once upon a time, there was a little girl who grew up in the Great Depression, where someone else's mommy and daddy would take care of her.
Definitely her imagination.
They would beat her and yell at her, as well as the other orphan they took care of.
which was Edmund. Let me guess, she wasn't very nice
A
either.
kind caseworker. His sister thought he might die,
Is this when
so
she
they
slept
ran
with him?
away. Back to the
Oh,
case.
what's going to go wrong? And the sad thing is that that kind of stuff exists. So this is how they got separated?
But this one, this man,
We were the puppets.
that one day I would find him.
Is she going to tell her that it's Edmund?
Is Edmund Tullison.
She told her.
A farmhouse without a hen to keep him company.
There's no hen, no eggs.
I thought she was staying the night in Modesto or wherever. So how's she back at the facility already? Is that the new facility they're building?
You're looking well today, Nurse Bucket.
Sorry, I think he embarrassed her at
And
the
after just a
dance.
handful of... Here's her chart, Nurse Ratched. Will you please?
But they
Well,
came back at the trauma at the shooting.
I said to myself, this motherfucker, he's the crazy one.
Is he the next one to die?
Bullshit advice spewing from it.
I think she's going to betray him
Skiggs,
with the paperwork.
fired.
Oh, except he just grabbed the folder. She's going to betray him somehow. I think he pissed off too many people. He pissed off the doctor, he pissed off Nurse Ratched, and he pissed off Gwendolyn. So I think they're going to come up with a plan that's going to screw the governor. I liked the way that they gave the backstory on Edmund and Mildred. Hi, you know you're late to the party. I think it was an interesting way to give the backstory. And someone who is used as a puppet would be traumatized with how just watching a puppet show, how it would be distorted in her mind. I used to work with a couple of ladies, therapists, who were under the belief that tickling a kid was child abuse. And the rest of us were like, what? They were under this belief because both of them had bad experiences with tickling. It wasn't playful tickling. They were tickled to the point of it was actually hurting them. And so, therefore, in their minds, all tickling was bad. All tickling was child abuse. And so it just shows the extreme the thinking can take sometimes. So things are still falling apart. The private investigator didn't come up at all. The story of the rich woman and her son, the the one who has his arms and legs missing, didn't come up at all in this one. So they didn't really put closure on that story. So I imagine they're going to come up again at some point, and they may be saving that for the final. I don't know. We'll have to see. But this was an interesting one. Thank you all for joining me on this one, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.